So you're thinking about making a move to Charlotte, North Carolina, but you really want an insider's viewpoint on the negatives? Well, in this video, I'm going to tell you about all the things that I cannot stand about living here in Charlotte, North Carolina. If this is your first time on our YouTube channel, welcome to Discover Charlotte, where we help you do just that. But first, be sure to hit that subscribe button and tap that notification bell so you can get notified and be the first to know when we post new videos every week and continue to learn like a local. My name is Brandy Reinschmidt. I'm a local realtor here in Charlotte, North Carolina. My team and I get calls, emails, text messages every day from people just like you looking to make a move to Charlotte, North Carolina. So if that's you, whether you're thinking in 9 days or 90 days, be sure to reach out to us. Give us that call, send us that text message. We want to connect with you and help make your move just a little bit easier. Okay, so let's just dive into it. We're gonna tell you all the things that I really truly do hate about Charlotte. There's not a ton of them. Some of them might not be a big deal to you. Some you might not care about, some you might disagree with, some you might agree with. That's okay. These are my opinions on what I actually hate about Charlotte. So starting off strong is the traffic. That's right, the traffic here in Charlotte is the worst. And I know that everybody says that when they live in a big city, like, oh, traffic here in my city is actually the worst. No, I promise you, come to Charlotte. It actually is the worst. And I've lived in other cities. I've lived in Tampa and I lived in Pittsburgh. Even with snow in Pittsburgh, traffic was still better. I don't know. I don't even know. It makes me angry just talking about it, guys. And I feel like here's a couple of reasons why. My personal opinion is Charlotte has such a melting pot and a mixture of people that all have different driving styles. You've got people from Florida that are used to our highways and our interstates having the speed limit of 70, 75, 80. Here, the speed limit is 55, 60. So it's unusual. You've got people like New York and New Jersey that are used to driving a bit more aggressively. Then you've got people from like the Midwest that are not, they're used to driving a bit slower, a bit more patient. So we don't actually have our own style of driving. Like in Pittsburgh, for example, when you're at the front of a red light and you needed to make a left-hand turn, we called it the Pittsburgh left. And everybody knew what was gonna happen. You're just gonna gun it and go. You're gonna cut them off and you're just gonna go. You're gonna get where you need to go. Here, they don't do that. And there's not a lot of U-turns here, which is really weird. I know that's a weird thing to pick out, but it'll really, honestly, it'll drive you crazy. They're not illegal here, but they're just not, there's a lot of places where you can't make a U-turn here. They have like those specific signs that are like no U-turn. It is super annoying. So that's my personal take on the traffic, but I think what's actually happening is Charlotte has experienced such a large growth here and so quickly that the infrastructure wasn't ready and it cannot handle it. Our roads are smaller and they cannot handle the heavy traffic that it's getting right now. So we're having a lot of traffic congestion. With that, the city is trying to make improvements. They are trying to improve the roads, they're trying to widen them. You know, they are building along the roads and adding to our infrastructure here, which is causing traffic blocks and delays, road closures, and traffic patterns are changing all the time. Even locals that have been in Charlotte, which is actually very rare to find somebody that is born and raised in Charlotte. But even the people that are born and raised in Charlotte still use their GPS to get everywhere because you never know what road is going to be open or closed because they're just constantly changing. So yes, you're probably thinking if you're in a larger city that traffic actually really is the worst here. Yeah, it might suck, but I promise you, traffic in Charlotte is just the worst. It really is. It makes me angry to sit here thinking about it. But moving on. Reason number 2 that I can't stand about Charlotte is its walkability or lack of. Charlotte is actually ranked the 6th most car-dependent city in the nation. That's right, number 6. And why do they say that? What is that based off of? Well, for starters, our public transportation here is terrible. We have one good source of public transportation and it is called the light rail. It goes from lower South End and it'll take you kind of up in the northeastern part of Charlotte, closer up to the university area. But it only goes through one main center and their stops are not in a lot of walkable areas. So a lot of people will drive their car and park at that light rail station and then take that into uptown to work or something to avoid paying parking at the parking garages. Or they'll park there for a game to avoid paying for the game or trying to find parking in uptown for a game. and they'll take the light rail up there. But in general, Charlotte does not have a lot of public transportation, making it a less walkable city. We do have a few neighborhoods that have their own little main street area that you can go grab lunch, you can go grab a drink. There might be a couple boutiques or something down there, but you still have to walk to those areas for the most part. There's a couple neighborhoods, Noda and Plaza Midwood, that are really popular here in Charlotte, that if you live in the area, you could do a walk or even a short bike ride over there and you could still get there. But compared to other large cities like Chicago and New York, it's not really a walkable city. And that is probably one of my least favorite things about Charlotte. We like to spend the day out walking and, you know, just kind of dip in somewhere when we get hungry or we'd like to grab a drink. And Charlotte makes it a little hard to do. You kind of have to plan in advance and stay in that pocket. So definitely a downfall that Charlotte has to offer compared to other larger cities. Okay, reason number 3 I can't stand about Charlotte is the elephant in the room, the crime rates. I'm not going to stick here too much and give my personal opinions on it. I'm going to definitely direct you to your trusted resource. We go to crime rates, we check out our crime rate maps, but statistically speaking here in Charlotte, we do have higher than average crime rates, or higher than the national average crime rate. However, last year in 2022, even as quickly as we're growing, our violent crimes decreased by 5%. Our overall crime rate is up 2%. The site that I look at, the violent crimes are considered like shootings, homicides, murders, those kind of things. So most of the crime rate here in Charlotte is based on theft. So there are areas that you're going to want to avoid. Just like any other larger city, we have pockets that you're definitely going to want to avoid and others that you're going to feel completely fine in. What I will say, even with higher than average crime rates, as a female, mid-30s female, I never have felt unsafe walking around in Charlotte. But you definitely want to be aware of your surroundings. It is a larger city. There are a lot of people, and there are certain areas you might want to avoid, but everyone's comfort level is different. So I'm just going to direct you to that. If you're looking to relocate here to the area, definitely ask your agent, reach out to us and ask us for our trusted resource. We'll be happy to share those crime rate statistics with you. So moving on, another reason that I despise Charlotte is our mosquitoes. Yes, I'm from Florida. You're probably thinking I'm bananas right now, but I promise you the mosquitoes here, way worse, and not even kidding you. They're big, they're angry, they come in swarms, they are out to get you, I swear. I do remember in Florida, one of the main differences is our city or our county, depending on where you lived at in Florida, they would take care of the mosquito control. You'd have the big trucks, you'd hear them coming down the road, you knew to get inside. Here, Charlotte does not have that. So if you're a homeowner and you want to kind of control your mosquito population in your area, it is up to you to hire a third party to control those mosquitoes. So I am the person, this might be a personal opinion of mine too, but I am a person that if I am in a group of people, nobody else will get bit, I will get attacked. So I might be the only mosquito control that you need, but I think overall mosquitoes here in Charlotte are way higher. Okay, and last but not least, this too will differ per person, but the weather in Charlotte. So there's 2 components to this. Yes, part of it is great. We get all 4 seasons. With that being said, we do get summers, and our summers are hot and they are humid. So if you are not one that likes humidity, you're gonna hate the summers here. I promise you will. I personally don't mind it. I love being humid. I hate being cold, so I actually dislike the winters here. It doesn't get super cold, but it does get cold enough to be a little uncomfortable. But it does get hot in the summers here, and it does get humid. With that said, we do have some intense pollen during the spring. I never had allergies until I moved here to Charlotte. And the second I moved to Charlotte and spring came around, I have been taking allergy medicine ever since. So the heat, humidity, and pollen are 3 major negatives about Charlotte. So if you are not used to that, or you tend to lean towards the colder seasons, you might want to prepare yourself for the summers here. So overall, Charlotte's a great place to live. I did kind of have to think about those, and no matter where you live, I feel that you're going to have things that you like and you dislike. Those are my top reasons I dislike about Charlotte. You can be the judge on whether or not you're willing to deal with them. So if you need any help, if you have any questions, or if you have any opinions or comments, or just want to know anything else about Charlotte, what it's like, Give us a call if you're looking to make that move. Again, send us a text message. Our contact information is listed below. Give us an email, give us a call, whatever works for you. We'd be happy to help.